My name is Jyoti Fernandes. I work as a farmer in England, in the UK, and I work with an organization representing 200 million peasant farmers around the world. I've come here to meet with the women of the Women's Revolution and to see what's happening to the Kurdish farmers in particular, and the farmers across Syria as well, to see how they're impacted by the aggression that Turkey is putting against all of the farmers. And I'm deeply shocked. I'm deeply shocked to see that attacks have been happening on women who've been trying to grow, trying to work in dairies, farmers who are trying to grow crops in the fields. This is completely and totally unacceptable. It's really difficult to farm, and farming is an occupation around the world where women play a huge role in trying to nurture the land so that you can bring forth food for everyone to eat. That food is really important for our families, for our communities, for our children to have nutrition. And when Turkey deliberately attacks that food supply and attacks the women who are creating that food supply, then that is a direct attack on what keeps society alive. Not only the food that goes into people's bodies, but the culture that is related to agriculture, the way that women understand about how to look after animals, how to look after seeds, how to create the food products, how to cook them on a daily way. It's a direct attack on women to attack agriculture. Farmers have a job that's incredibly difficult anyway. Right now, to farm is very difficult for every farmer in the world because we're all trying to work in the face of climate change. We have seasons that are changing, there's drought, there's a lack of water everywhere in the world, there's difficult markets for agricultural produce, so people find it very hard to earn a living anyway and to get a continuous supply of what we need to be able to farm. But then, to have on top of that an attack that can terrify you on a daily basis, to me this is unbelievable. To feel how horrible it must be to be doing the work every day. Like, we went to a dairy where women were making cheese, and there was big vats of all the different types of yogurts and labna and things, and that factory had been attacked with an air raid strike. And the women that had been working there had to stop because of the severe trauma that comes from being involved in an air raid strike where people had been killed. We talked to farmers who had had their fields set on fire. We have learned about women being followed by drones. This is absolute terror to the people that are providing the bread of life for our society. This cannot be happening. And we need to share this deep attack on farmers that's happening here in Syria and directly against the Kurdish freedom movement and the women of the Kurdish freedom movement, who are not only working to liberate women with joy and celebration and struggle and fight and passion, but also working daily to produce the food for this society. We need to make sure that the world understands that this attack is directly on innocent people who are working to build a democratic, free society, that are doing it in an ecological, loving, and beautiful way, and stand behind them in getting their message to the international community that we must stop this aggression that Turkey is facing directly against them. I do some work with the Committee on Food Security and the Food and Agriculture Organization, representing what happens to peasant farmers around the world. And I feel it's the responsibility of people within the international community to try and speak to their governments, speak to representatives of the United Nations agencies, any humanitarian organizations that are working to try and explain what we have witnessed, what is happening here, the innocent farmers that are being attacked while they're trying to do their daily work and get the support necessary to stop Turkey from this aggression. The farmers and the women here who I've seen working and producing food are such heroes. What they do in the face of such difficulty, what have they built up while they still have to fight for their water, to actually physically fight to defend their resources, whether if that's electricity or water, or the right to be able to farm. To me, it's the most inspirational thing to understand that this struggle is still going on, that they're carrying the fight in their heart, and we need to carry that fire out to the rest of the world so that we can all work together as women across the world to stand for justice.